Hi, I'm Tim and thanks for watching this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the Meross MS605 Smart Presence Sensor. Now this was kindly sent to me free of charge by Meross, so what we'll do is get it unboxed, take a look inside, and I'll go through the specifications for you. So if you're looking for a smart presence sensor for your smart home to turn on lights or devices, for example, then this could be the product that you need. So let's get to it. So here we are with the box. You get a Meross 15% discount card off your first order, which you can scan with the QR code and use the discount code of welcome15, and you should get 15% off your first order. So inside the box, which is nicely presented in cardboard box, Meross Smart Presence Sensor, and it works over Matter over Thread. It's the model MS605, which is the successor to the MS600, which apparently has improvements over the MS600, hence the 605. Now this works over Matter over Thread, so you'll need a open thread border router if you're using, say, Home Assistant or anything like that. So if you have a Matter over Thread network already set up in Home Assistant, then this would be easy to set up. Now it also works with Apple HomeKit, works with Alexa, and works with Google Home, and it's also compatible with SmartThings. Now to get this into, say, Apple Home or Alexa, you will need a hub that supports Matter over Thread, say for example Apple TV or an Echo 4th generation, say the SmartThings station, or a Nest hub which has to be 2nd generation or newer. So you will need a hub to get it into those platforms. However, you can just adopt it into the Meross app, so you can actually do things in the Meross app as well, and you do have to adopt this first into the Meross app, which they recommend, and you do that via Bluetooth. So enable Bluetooth, download the Meross app, then adopt the sensor into that, which you can then push the sensor through into, say, Apple HomeKit or Google Home, for example. So in the box we get the battery, and this battery is supposed to last for about 3 years. So this is a CR123A battery, which you can of course purchase replacements from your local superstore. So in the box we get an adhesive Velcro strip, which you would mount it. So it's a double-sided one with Velcro inside. So you stick one to the wall and then the other to the back of the sensor, which I'll show you in a moment. And also in the box we get a guitar pick. So this is to actually remove and release the battery cover on the device. So they put one of those in. Now unfortunately they are a bit flimsy, as mine is actually cracked, as you can see there. Hopefully you'll see that it's just cracked, which is unfortunate. So maybe that would be an improvement for them to make a bit more of a stronger release cover there in the next batch that they release from the factory. So opening up the bag, here is the presence sensor. So on the front we have a infrared sensor at the top there, and then at the bottom it is the 24 gigahertz millimetre wave or mmWave sensor, and also the light sensor. So both of those sensors are in the bottom, and then the top is for the infrared. On the top of the device is a button to select various functions. So if you want to first pair it, then what you would do is press the button once. It will put it into Bluetooth pairing mode. The light will flash on here, and then you can adopt it into the Meross app. Now to push it through into any other platform, you press the button on the top 5 times quickly, and then it will flash a different colour on the LED here where the infrared sensor is, and then you can then push it through into the other apps and other platforms, say Apple HomeKit, Alexa, Google Home, and smart things. So to mount this sensor, there's a panel on the back which you pull and which is quite strong, so it's quite firm to pull open, and it does click as you open it. And then what you would do is stick the padding onto the back of the sensor there, which you can then mount to a wall or on a flat surface. So you could just sit it on a flat surface if you want, and then it will just sit there happily. It is counterbalanced, so it's not going to tip up at all. And you can also angle it by turning it to the various angles that you want to set. So if we look at the back of the device, this is where you use the battery release. And this clicks, as you can hear, and it opens up, and then the battery just gets inserted into the back. Now there is a rubber seal around the battery compartment cover as well. So that just pushes in and clicks like so. And also on the side is a Matter over Thread QR code to scan, or there's actually the numbers there which you can input manually if you want to do so. So it's a nice compact sensor, I have to say. Well designed. The back, as I've said, the stand is very stiff, so just be careful with it. I would recommend releasing it from the bottom and not the top here, just in case it does actually snap the plastic, but it shouldn't do. It's fairly well built. Nice construction. So if you're looking for a smart sensor to activate your lights, for example, in your house, then this could be the sensor that you need. So it's a good design, solidly built, and it will actually go outdoors as well, apparently. So it is actually waterproof sealed, but it's actually made for indoor use, really, primarily. So also in the box, underneath the cover, you get the guide. So this is the comprehensive instruction guide, quick installation guide, telling you how to install and set up the device. So there are QR codes as well, which you can scan for the online versions of the guides. Now it's a Meross presence sensor, and it works over Matter over Thread. Now the maximum distance for the detection, so the detection rate from the sensor out into the room, is up to 6 meters, and that's for the infrared. And for the presence detection, so that's the mmWave sensor here, that's up to 4 meters away. The standby time for the battery is 3 years, and that's with radar mode with PIR assist. You can actually set the custom range and sensitivity in the device, so that's done in the Meross app. As I've said, it's got multi-sensor, and the operating environment for this is between -20 and up to 60 degrees Celsius with IP67 weatherproof rating. As I've said, you do require the hub. Now, Meross are going to be releasing a hub in the second quarter of 2026, so they will be releasing their own hub, which of course you can use instead of an Apple Home or Apple TV if you want to push it into those platforms. Now, as I've said, it supports Matter over Thread, so you will need to have a Matter over Thread network or be able to set one up. If you've already got one, then yeah, that's fine. You could just add this sensor easily to that. And it will go into Home Assistant. So if you've got Open Thread Border Router in Home Assistant, then you can easily push this through. So if you're looking for one of these, I'll put links in the video description, and I'll also put the discount code as well on your first purchase. So if you're purchasing first online from Meross, then I will put the discount code which you can use. So that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Now, just before we go, will I be using this sensor myself? Not really, because I don't really have any use for it at the moment, as I just tend to turn my lights on manually or via my Home Assistant control panel. And to the fact that I don't currently have a Matter over Thread network set up in Home Assistant, and I don't feel I need one because I'm using Zigbee devices only. But if I did have an Open Thread network and I wanted a smart presence sensor, then I would certainly consider purchasing one of these. So they are well designed with the battery life 3 years, no cables needed, so you don't need to plug it into USB-C or anything like that, so you can just sit it in the corner of the room. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon with more videos. Take care and bye for now.